Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the Pan-African Leadership Center. My name is Nyasha and I'm based in Johannesburg. I am the founder of a PR marketing and communications agency, which is also based in Johannesburg. Today, I have two amazing guests that I'm going to be talking to. And the first guest, her name is Latisha Robb. She is currently based in Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. And I will have her just say hello very quickly.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Thank you so much. So, Latisha, I'm going to just read a little bit of your bio, and if there's something that you want to add, you can add just as I'm done before I ask you a few questions.
Sure.
Okay. So Latisha is a speaker. She's a teacher. She's a solutions-based philanthropist, a global traveler with several languages that are familiar to her. And she's also the global ambassador for Bow Foundation, which is headquartered in Burkina Faso. And she's the Smart Solutions President head in Africa. And this, it eases she's going to best explain it, but how people that are in the diaspora navigate various systems. So I'd like to hear about that. But first, I would like Latisha to tell us why she finds it important to define herself as a Black mother. Why define motherhood with your race? That was the pressing question that I'd like to ask.
Introducing me, I'm 43 years old, so if I was to really give you my entire bio, we'd be sitting here for quite some time. But I think that being a mother is the most important job and role that I have in on this earth. I believe that legacy is really has the most value in our lives. Once you have children, you've passed on your genes. So now what you have to do now is pass on your knowledge. And so I'm very proud to be that person. I'm very proud to give back to my sisters. It is in me. I'm an American Black woman from San Jose, California, born and raised, and college in San Jose. I was in the military. I lived in America for most of my life until I almost was 40 years old. And so, but there was something inside of me that made me want to, be focused more on legacy, be interested in my great grandchildren's life, So being a mother is something that I want them to know my legacy, that I've always cared about them. I thought about them, and all of my sisters in the diaspora and all of my sisters here on the continent of Mother Africa. I want to be able to help enrich that knowledge for the legacy, because we're here, but we're not going to be here for long. And while we're here, it's important that we give back all of our experiences so that we can continue to be great.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that response. So with our topic today, African diaspora experience living in West Africa. How has where you are born made the transition in Cote d'Ivoire? You said before you were in Burkina Faso and then now you're in Cote d'Ivoire. How has the transition, been for you in those countries?
Well, I will say that I've been blessed to live in Puerto Rico 2 years before I came to Africa. So I decompressed, basically divorced the United States on an island. So my experience here has been a lot more calm than I would say someone who came directly from the United States. It's just because I know how, I had that opportunity to decompress. But my experience here has been nothing but mind-opening, very, very rich in culture and language. You know, I do feel in my neighborhood they call me Mama American. So you know they know who you are, where you're from. You know, but I don't feel like an outsider. I don't feel unaccepted. I feel loved here, and so um, it's only been a year and a half adding both Burkina experience and here in Cote d'Ivoire. So I've been learning French more, learning more of the customs, the culture, the money, you know, and just really it's like an adventure all the time because you know there's similarities and there's a lot of differences. So I appreciate my experiences.
And how easy has it been, being familiar with so many languages, being in Burkina Faso now and in Cote d'Ivoire, and you been exposed to French? Do you think that that makes your learning of a language easier because you had that exposure at an earlier age?
Oh no, and I want to clarify that I didn't have the exposure at an early age. I went to Puerto Rico and submerged myself in the Spanish culture and learned it, and submerging myself in the French culture here is how I learned it. I don't have experience prior to now, other than 3 years in high school of Spanish. So I think that you know now that I've immersed myself in the culture like I did it in Puerto Rico and here, you know, I suggest that people who want to learn the language, especially if you're a little bit older, you know, it's easier to learn it from the locals, speaking the normal things that you would say, going to the grocery store, shopping, or you know, going to the bank or anything normal, and you start to pick it up so quickly. You know, je comprends beaucoup. A problem I have is my accent. So if I'm speaking to someone who's traveled, they understand it. They understand the French, but a lot of the locals here are confused by my accent. So I'm working on that, but I understand them.
Okay. And with the work, when you're at work, how are you finding it working for a smart or founding, heading, being the president of a smart solutions company? Could you tell me about that first, and
Yeah.
how it is working on the continent, and trying to diversify and set standards and improve and impart on your knowledge, and break down the for the legacy as you described earlier.
Sure. So, Smart Solution Services Africa was born out of the opportunities that I witnessed were, you know, available here. So, for instance, translators. If I were to go do a real estate transaction, for instance, there's a contract, or you know, I want to have a translator there with me. I could understand, you know, a few things, but I would want to have a translator, or transportation, how to get from here to there, you know, even learning English, or you know, working to find profitable business ventures, partnerships. So if anybody like me was coming to the continent, they would look for a service like mine to help them, especially if they're diaspora. When I got on Google, I noticed that many people are not um, utilizing search engine optimization. They're not doing what we would do when, as an American coming to another country, we would get online and search keywords and look for companies that are doing those things. So I'm building that here now. People here are very um, they're very apt to help. They want to help. They think it's a great idea, and they see that you know I'm trying to create you know a hub for the diaspora, and add things to it as it comes. You know, rentals spaces for you know term or long term. You know, just any type of thing. It's going to be like a concierge service for everything that you would need, not being from a country. You know, even having some language guides. You know, if you just need to talk. Just giving a little code on, you know, how are you? Good morning. Good, you know, those things. So um, I appreciate the the feedback that I get from the Ivorians. You know, the help that they're giving me. They're very interested. Like I said, I put out a couple of job ads on Facebook and got very good responses, and you know, nice CEs. You know, people have experience working with the embassy or working with the military, working with other Americans. So that's important as well. That's my diaspora experience as an American. I know that there's diaspora from other countries as well, but I know that it will have that American standard at least, which will help navigate more diaspora looking to come to a French speaking country. And another reason why I came to this area of Africa is because a lot of diaspora go to Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, the English speaking countries, and I was looking for the road less traveled. I was looking for a place where I could go make a difference, and so this is why I ended up here, and I'm really excited about the possibilities. I really am.
Okay. Thanks for that. I wanted to find out, how is this working as an app, or how is that the final intention?
It's going to be it's a website right now. And yes, the final intention is for it to, be based all over the continent. Basically, you can put in your country and find the services as well. So trying to I am building the blueprint for it, but right now it's a website which is interactive. You can book on it and you can do different things on the site, but eventually it will become an app. Yes.
Okay. And then this, from the sounds of it now, I know that it benefits, Americans like you and other people who are coming to French-speaking countries. How does it benefit in the end? Because women and children, who are the most marginalized in a lot of these, on the continent anyway, actually, and how is access? Is it just how does it benefit the locals bringing something like that in?
Well, how it benefits the locals is all of the local businesses, services, properties, cars, all those services, the best ones that I've, vetted out will be the go-to, will be the recommended company to be used, will be, people will they're coming here. This the only people to benefit are the people who have these businesses that are in demand. So yes, I'm working with people at the hotels getting corporate rates. Just all the different businesses here. And as far as the women are concerned, I'm a woman. And I feel like when other women see women doing things, it's an influence. It's an inspiration. My company is also willing and working with the Bow Foundation. As like I said, I'm the global ambassador for Bow Foundation. But a part of our proceeds will be going back to the Bow Foundation because I teach women and girls personal hygiene, health from head to toe, and I also give out a reusable menstruation kit that helps them throughout the year. So we work with different schools and organizations of women and girls through the foundation. And so my business will support the foundation financially, as well as myself personally being a teacher in these areas, as well as, and in the foundation, we have a innovation and entrepreneurial program where we finance micro businesses for women and help, basically find solutions for the issues. So Smart Solution Services is in line with the main goals of the foundation, which is to find solutions for our people when it comes to healthcare, water and environment, education, and even the diaspora. We're looking for solutions to help us come back, help us know where to go. Who's trusted, those types of things.
Okay, thank you. And then what challenges are you facing? What if you're thinking about your biggest challenges with trying to get this to be, functioning at its optimum, where you are obviously starting in Ivory Coast? What are your immediate that you feel like, you need to overcome this before you get to your next step?
The main thing is, really solidifying relationships. And, I think it's a timing thing. It's just that I haven't been here long enough to know everybody, as well as my, understanding of the language. I need to be fluent to really take advantage of, my surroundings, and to really be able to understand and to cooperate with everybody here. I need to be more fluent in the language. So I would definitely say that language is, and just time. I think the more time that I'm here, I'll be able to prove myself. I will be able to, have a track record. I'll be able to, grow these relationships. And so just from my experience in America, a lot of my success came from relationships, and it came from referrals, and it came from time, and just doing the right thing, and being a consistent person. So those are the top two challenges right now.
Okay. And then where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Do you see yourself settled in Cote d'Ivoire? Are you planning on making a move? What do you have in store?
Well, I see myself settling somewhere in West Africa. I can't say just yet here, because I haven't seen it all yet. I'm not in that stage of life where I want to just be one place in particular. I'm very open to moving around, and experiencing, and before I decide. But in 5 years, I see myself owning. Right now, I own 3 plots of land, and I see those lands being built up and having, being one of my residual income properties. And I see myself having Smart Solution Services be a bit more expansive, having reached more than just a couple of countries. I see myself, just really expanding my entrepreneurial empire, basically, because I do a lot of things right now. I'm actually at a hotel. I'm a momager, a manager for my daughter. She's a musician. She was booked by a French company to be the main girl in a film. So we're here on the location. I'm really excited about the unorthodox way I can live, the possibilities, all the many, with the internet, and the life is just, it's anything you want is possible. So I'm really happy about being able to grow my micro businesses and my mini streams, because I want to retire about 50, 55, and still have things going on. Then at that time, I'll be deciding on where I'll settle.
And what influence do you want to have on the youth of Cote d'Ivoire?
I want to have the influence of a mom, of someone who really cares about her people. I want to show them that you can do anything that you put your mind to. I want to show them that it's not impossible to go somewhere where you're not from, and to be thriving, and successful, and also be a help to, the community. So that's what I want to leave to my people here.
And do you have any contributions that you have made for? I know this one, your non-governmental organizations. Is there any volunteer work that you are
Oh,
into, or charities that you're involved in, that you could let people around the world, know
yes,
about?
bowfoundation.world is the website. And basically, with the Bow Foundation, I was instrumental in helping receive $250,000 worth of medical equipment donated from a charity in the United States. And it was received at the end of 2021. And it's been distributed around Burkina Faso. I've also taught over 900 girls the class for it's called My Sister's Keeper, and I'm giving them health tips from head to toe, how to take care of your natural hair, your skin, using how to make natural products using things that you have around the house, how to manage your pain, and then giving them, like I said, reusable menstruation kits, because it's hard to find, quality sanitary napkins in some areas, and it's also, a financial thing. So we take that into consideration and make sure that, we're working to help the girls become more confident. A lot of girls, don't go to school or out during that time of the month. So we really get interactive, and we talk, and I, ask questions, and they ask me questions, and so it's been really nice to have touched 900 young women. And I've been back and went to a couple of the classes that I've already done. So I'm keeping in touch with this group of girls who I've been in interfacing with. So I really appreciate that about it. And we have a few more initiatives we're working on. A green space initiative where we're going to be able to work with the government to grow some food for some villages and people that they can use to sell. We're also looking to put a farm in one of the areas in Kaya where a lot of the internally displaced people are going in Burkina because of the disruption in the Sahel region. So there's about 1.8 million displaced people in Burkina. So there's a school that the foundation has in Kaya, and we're looking to raise money to build a farm for them and put a water well there. So it can help with the solution of what's happening right now, and just help stop some of that the pressure of needing more food and water. So yes,
And in terms of, thank you. That's amazing. That's inspirational.
Thank you.
In terms of what this foundation is doing, yes, of course, you would want to reach more people, reach more women, those in need in Burkina Faso. Is what is your idea for it, for growth, on, I guess, focusing on West Africa?
Yeah, so the growth of it, because we're also going to be doing it here in Cote d'Ivoire, in another town called San Pedro. We're looking to basically implement these same initiatives on more than just this country, and to grow the solution through our innovation and entrepreneurial program. So there's we have cocoa, rubber, tomatoes. There's so many different things that can be, utilized, and businesses that can be created, and, infrastructure, you know, waste recycling plants, jobs that we're looking to create a lot of jobs to support an upgraded industry that will in turn, support a growing community with education, like a total 360. We want to support education for them to be able to operate and be the human resources for solar plants, or even the waste management. We're going to need them to know STEM. We're going to put in place some trade schools, so that welding or any of the things that they can go and learn a trade instead of having to have to go to college, but provide those types of services. We're helping raise the infant mortality rate. It's very high because of malnutrition. So we're being more educated, giving more education on the nutrition in the foods. Also helping to improve the healthcare system, so that we can reduce a lot of the sickness, which in turn will keep people alive and educated, and then working and making more money. So we're looking at it as an ecosystem. We're looking at it in all the areas, no one left behind. Right now, we're sponsoring a school. Today, 60 students got health care screenings. That's why Mickey might be a little late, because we sponsored a school that 60 students at the school, health care screenings. I think we have some vaccines for hepatitis and a couple of other things. So we're looking to help in every area that there's a problem, or there's help needed.
Thank you for that, Latisha. Do you have any final words that you want to share, something that you want to express?
Yeah, I really just appreciate, joining up with other people who have similar mindsets of, coming back to Mama Africa and being a help. I hear a lot of people ask, "Oh, can you get a job? Can you get a job?" And I would say that right now, coming to a West African country, you would want to come with a business mind, something that you can come and open a business, bring something of value to the country. Don't try to come to work here or in a regular job. First of all, like doing something that you would do in America or another country, and here the price difference is way different, as far as what they pay. So I would implore people to imagine a restaurant that you or a business that you can open. It's not hard to open a business, and it would really help our people if we come back and bring something to help, um, you know, bring the countries up to global standards.
Okay, thank you so much. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate your time, and what you're doing is so amazing. I am really inspired,
Thank
and I
you.
really would like us to have a chat another time when you're available. And
Absolutely.
if there's like for the foundation, do we go to your site if we want to donate, or
Yes.
how do we do that?
So you can go to bowfoundation.world, and there's a donate button there. We also have a PayPal, which is the email is bowfoundation1 at gmail.com. But yeah, the website is where I would direct everybody to, so you can see, more in depth of what we're doing. There's pictures and there's write-ups of this, some of the programs, and it's just an easier way to keep track of who's supporting us. So yes, please check the website, and you can also leave a message there, and myself, Mickey, or the president, we can contact you back. We can also There's also a subscription bar there, so you can put your email in, and if we're doing any campaigns, or if we're looking to rally some eyes on things that are happening or anything like that, we send out a newsletter and some important information to you if you sign up through the website. So that's what our goal is to really be communicative through our site.
Okay, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we were not joined by Mickey on time. I would have loved to have had a word with him, but we will put him on another show if he is available.
Okay.
And thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I really
And
wish you the best.
I want to say one thing really fast. Mickey is a friend of mine. When I first moved to Burkina Faso, I called him because he's in the healthcare industry, and I asked him, did he have any leads on getting donated equipment to a nonprofit? And from that initial conversation, Mickey ended up moving to Burkina Faso. So he's a childhood friend of mine from 5 years old, and we're both now living in West Africa working together. So it's a really cool
Wow.
story. It would have been awesome to have us both on, because how we know each other is it's most of our lives. So
Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah.
what a miss. But thank you so much. You're such an inspiration to me, and I'm sure a lot of other women out there, Black women like me. Continue doing what you're doing, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. When I have any more to talk about or anything to share, I'm definitely reach out to you guys, because you guys, this is an awesome platform, and I appreciate the opportunity to share what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us. Till next time. Bye.
Bye bye.